individuals who left their country to build a better life for themselves, this project meant a lot to me. My parents arrived in Chicago more than 25 years ago and managed to eventually find a community that welcomed and embraced them. I think it's important for this wave of migrants to be able to have a similar experience.
This project is really important to me because as future clinicians, it's our responsibility.
Our job as future clinicians to create spaces that are welcoming for all. The immigrants and asylum seekers that we see arriving here in Chicago and in different cities throughout the country are no exception to that.
The city of Chicago is experiencing an emergency at this moment. Thousands of asylum seekers and refugees are being brought to Chicago by bus, and they are dropped off on the streets, left on their own with entire families and children with no resources and a place to stay.
When I started to think about why this project's important to me, I started to think about community in general.
Me llama Purificación Rivero Estrella. Y bueno, llegué hoy, acabo de llegar ahorita y la situación, ustedes saben muy bien, está mal en Venezuela. Y están muriendo de hambre. Familias 3 se murió, un nieto mío, un hijo mío y una tía mía. Se murió de hambre.
Because I believe in helping people. From a very young age, my mother has instilled this value that, growing up, even though we didn't have much, that we could always share.
I grew up in Chicago and lived in the Belmont, Cragen, and Pilsen neighborhoods for various years. Both of these neighborhoods had a large population of Latinos and Latinas. I witnessed people in these communities face multiple barriers, and as a Latina, I even lived through some of them myself.
I came to the United States when I was like 9. And I had the privilege of having papers, but my mom didn't. And just seeing the struggle and experiencing the fear of what transcended during that episode.
Border aren't the only ones preparing for the surge. In Chicago, immigrants are sleeping in a police station.
Many have been bused from Texas, where Republican Governor Greg Abbott has been sending them to sanctuary cities run by pro-immigration Democrats, where local officials like Rosana Rodriguez Sanchez scrambled to feed, house, and clothe them.
The United States could totally absorb a lot of these migrants and have an actual program that is humane. What is happening right now is a political agenda to try to deplete sanctuary cities of resources.
Chicago has welcomed wave after wave of immigrants from Ireland, Poland, India, China, and more recently, enough from Latin America that the city is now 1/3 Hispanic.
Community is healing, and in community is where things can happen.
Many members of the community have gotten together and are helping out this community that is suffering at this moment.
As they say, injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. And we should be wanting to help communities when they're in need.
I think it's important for others to be educated on how to help this population, especially those who are going into the mental health field.
It's important to understand what they've been through in their home countries, to their journeys to get here, and when they arrive at the border in the US, in order for us to give them better treatment and to serve them with the dignity and respect that they deserve.
This project, I hope that we can provide a little bit of welcoming arms.
So if we sense marginalization, if we sense oppressions, we should fight and fight injustice.
When people come together and do their small individual work, that collectively has great impact.
As a member of the Latinx community and as a member of the Latinx mental health concentration, I find that it is my duty to be involved in this project.
So it's important that we activate and that we come together to show togetherness and commitment for a greater cause.
I learned a lot about the migrant population while gathering all of this information, and I hope that this project will give you all an opportunity to do the same.
It's our ethical responsibility to want to help.
Every person deserves basic needs to be met and basic rights. And right now people are suffering and people are in need. And if I have the resources and capacity to do something, I'm going to do something.
Los brazos abiertos.